Okay, let me rephrase her question. I think the last part is the main point. So her question is, regardless of whether one has observed the precepts, the fact that if one commit killing, there's unwholesomeness planted. Yeah, if regardless of whether one has observed the precept on stealing, to abstain from stealing, if one steal, then there's still unwholesomeness planted. Yes, absolutely. So that's the first part. It is like saying, let's say now we set a rule. Don't knock your head against the wall. Okay, let's set a rule. Of course, that's a ridiculous rule. Why is it ridiculous? Why is that rule ridiculous? Why is it ridiculous to set a rule not to knock your head into the wall? Some of you smile or find it ridiculous. It's ridiculous because this is very apparent. Yeah, that knocking your head against the wall would harm you. Okay. What is not apparent is the precepts. Yeah, because the precepts is about harming others, not about harming yourself. The precept is not saying don't stab yourself, right? The precept is don't go and harm others, don't hurt or kill others. So it's not apparent that there's something bad that will happen to us. But the precepts actually serve that purpose. Yeah, in that by harming others, it plants the seed for us to be harmed in future, for us to receive harm in future. So how do we know that? Actually, we also don't know. We heard someone say, who said? Buddha said. Yeah, actually, we didn't hear the Buddha say also. Did you hear it from the Buddha? We didn't hear it from the Buddha, right? Anybody met the Buddha last week? Did any one of you arrange to have lunch dana for the Buddha last week? No, we didn't hear from the Buddha, right? Who did we hear it from? Not from me. You heard from the Buddhist text. Okay, maybe some of you never read the Buddhist text, only heard from Sifu, right? So how did Sifu know about this? Sifu also don't know. Sifu heard from other venerables, and they either heard from other venerables or some of the Buddhist texts, and it is said that all this can be traced back to the Buddha. Okay, and then if you have faith in this lineage of how it's being passed down, then it is said that the Buddha observed this pattern about this world. He observed that if anyone were to engage in any of the unwholesome acts, yeah, in due time would actually experience painful results. So this is apart from the precepts. He didn't. The what is indicated in the sutta is not that he observed people observing precepts and then breaking it, then they experience painful results. Yeah, it is that he observed he whosoever kill, yeah, in due time experience painful results. And it is on that basis that he gave the teaching to abstain from killing. So that's as good as saying he observed that someone observed that if you knock your head against the wall, it's painful. Yeah. For us, it's very apparent. It's like, why do you need to observe someone that you know? Think about it. Kids don't know, right? Kids don't know a lot of things. So it's just like when we are kids and our parents tell us, don't do this. Later you fall down. Later you like this, like that. Then we don't believe it. Then we are like, Maybe don't believe, then we have question mark, then we go and do. And once in a while, maybe we fall down, but many times we don't fall down, so we don't think about it. Yeah. So the precepts serve as a demarcation of boundaries of certain sets of behavior that do not cross this line of behavior, because those who cross this line of behavior would experience painful results in future. That's to say, whether you know the line is there or not, you cross it, you're going to hurt yourself. It's just like now, if let's say we are in a cliff, okay, yeah, on a plateau, on a mountain, and then there's a cliff, and then the Buddha is the only one with eyes. The rest of us are all blind. Yeah, it's bright daylight, but we cannot see. Yeah, the Buddha is the one who is not blind. Then he says, okay, I have for your safety, I have built something around there. Yeah, I have tied a string around there. So if you walk and you feel a string, don't cross over. Okay, make sure you don't cross over, because that's a cliff. Yeah. So those who cannot feel the string and they fall over, will they fall over? They'll still fall over, isn't it? Or there are those who feel the string, yeah, and they say, don't care, like, really, man? I never hear of anyone coming back to tell us that they fall down. Yeah, they fall down, they don't come back to tell you. They are. We may say, hey, how come the Buddha don't build a stronger fence to stop us? Right? How come just put a string? Precept is like a string, you know? There's nothing to stop us. Can the Buddha build a wall to stop us? Cannot. Yeah. There's no such a thing as stopping people from doing things. We will find a way to do it. He built a wall, there'll be people who, no, why do you restrict my freedom? I go and climb the wall. Cannot. Yeah. So as far as the 5 precepts is concerned, the first 4 precepts is considered harmful in nature. Yeah. So harmful in nature in what sense? That as far as all sentient beings are concerned, nobody voluntarily want to receive hurt. Even those who are masochists, that means they take pleasure in being, yeah, they are actually experiencing pleasure when you physically hurt them. So they are still experiencing pleasure. Oh. But we don't have to consider masochists. How many of you masochists? Raise your hand. Some of you don't even know what is masochist. Masochists are those who, you know, 自虐狂, 自害狂. Yeah, so they like to be. Yeah, but I think, I don't know. So the first 4 precepts is all about causing some kind of harm, yeah, doing some kind of harm to others. Yeah. So as far as the precepts are concerned, whether you observe it or not, if you do it, it is harmful. Yeah. If you do the harmful act, it's harmful. No? So then the second part, 知法犯法罪加一等. This is a Chinese idea, not a Buddhist idea. Yeah. This is a Chinese idea. In fact, but although I say that it's a Chinese idea, there was one, I think he was a prince, either a prince or king, should be a prince. He also had this idea. So he asked the Buddha whether it's better not to observe the precepts. So the Buddha gave him an analogy. He said, it is like a person with clear eyesight versus a person who is blindfolded, or who is like having bad, he's not able to see. Imagine if there's a burning stove, okay? A stove that's burning hot, yeah? If you have clear eyesight, you would try your best to avoid it, right? If you accidentally touch it, you will immediately move away. Whereas if you don't have eyesight, you may wrongly hold on to something and then burn yourself, right? And when you burn yourself, you may not even know, you don't know how to move to avoid further hurt. All over the place, Yeah. So he says that it is still better that a person observe the precepts. Yeah, still better. So for Xinghui, it is true. Yeah, having said that, it is true that there are people with this fear that if I observe the precept, but I cannot do it to 100%, then I might as well not observe it. Yeah, I fear that I will get more punishment. Don't think in this way. In the Sutta, Buddha assured us already. Why? Because if you actually take up the precepts, it means that you are planting the seed, not wanting to do it. You cannot be observing the precept hoping that you can actually go and violate the precept, right? It's like I always tell people, imagine if someone were to, the two-person get married, right? Then the guy proposed to the girl, and then the girl must play hard to get ma. Why must I marry you? Yeah, then finally say, okay, yeah, since you are so sincere. Then the guy say, wait, but before you say yes, can I just check? Is it okay if we are not faithful to each other? Or do you think the girl do you think the girl will marry you? Yeah. Or if let's say it's the other way around. Yeah. You propose to a girl, then the girl say, can I marry you? But is it okay if we once in a while go and have a good time ourselves? You'd be like, hello. So when we take up the precepts, it should be with the right attitude that we try our best. We want to observe the precepts. Yeah. So if we say we do that, then does it mean that we 100% will not do it? No, it doesn't mean that also, because we are not enlightened. Yeah. And that is where the merit is, the effort to try to observe the precept. But still, what happens if we do break it or do stupid things? The important thing is, if we observe the precepts, when we are faced with those circumstances, there will be that extra bit of hesitation because we observe the precepts. And even if we were to end up, let's say, killing something, yeah, in the midst of it, there may be a bit of hesitation. But maybe then people may say, but a bit, so what? A bit is always more than no hesitation. Even if a small bit is more than zero hesitation. And after killing, because you observe the precepts, you feel a sense of guilt, a sense of remorse. So that is again a bit that is going against the unwholesome deed that you have done. But but that's still very minuscule, right? It's like minus 100, then plus 1. Let's say your regret is so little, it's only plus 1. Okay, can compared with, you think, oh yeah, then I think I better don't observe precept. So you're basically not agreeing with the precept. You're basically saying, oh yeah, never mind, I don't observe then. Then if you happen to kill, then it's minus 100, it's minus 100, no plus 1. Can you understand? So if you minus 100 plus 1 is only minus 99. Minus 99, is it greater or lesser than 100? Minus 100, which one is greater? In terms of intensity, minus 100 is greater intensity, right? So if you multiply by 1,000 times, the difference becomes 1,000 points. So the Buddha in the Dhammapada says, do not think little of little good. Little by little, a pot is filled up with water, drop by drop. Do not think little of little evil. Drop by drop, and a pot is filled up, or an urn is filled up. Yeah, so that, and I'm like exaggerating the difference. Yeah, I mean, I'm just giving you some figurative number. If it's just 1 point difference, over time it accumulates, right? And similarly, if you choose not to observe the precepts, over time that -1 point makes a huge difference, you know. And further, it doesn't mean that when you observe precepts, you'll be as bad as those who don't even observe precepts. Ma. So all things being equal, you're more likely to not do it. Because out of the maybe 100 times that you hesitate, maybe 10 times you manage to stop yourself. Whereas the person who don't observe, well, anyway, I don't observe precept. Yeah. Right? Or why all of you look so serious? Have y'all killed anybody? Oh yeah, someone did ask a question about the killing precepts, for example. I can't remember whether it's inside the group chat or one of the chat that students sent to me. But it's related to how when taking up the precepts in the past, uh, this student, she was told that, sorry, yeah, who is that? Who is that? Xiaofang, I think Xiaofang mentioned. Yeah, is it okay to bring it up? Yeah. So Xiaofang mentioned that actually she's no longer working in that capacity anymore, and that in the past when she observed the 5 precepts, she was told that the crucial thing is not killing human, and on that basis she take up the precepts and continue with the work or something. Yes. So there's this part here. The 杀戒 is split into 大杀戒 and 小杀戒. Yeah. So meaning that there's different severity. Yeah. The main focus is not killing human beings, but it doesn't mean that killing everything else is okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So this is a salient point. Yeah. That we need to understand properly. So killing human beings is considered the highest severity because anyone who is born a human has the potential for enlightenment. Yeah, unless the person, we can say that, of course, different people, there's still different severity. If you kill an arahant versus someone who is not an arahant, the severity is very different, right? You kill someone who is wholesome, doesn't have to be a Buddhist. You kill someone who is wholesome versus someone who is unwholesome, different severity. But don't think that then killing bad people is correct. Yeah, or killing people who is not so nice is okay. No, I'm not saying that. Please, for the records, I'm not saying that. Okay, don't go out and then very much compensate better. Compared to not killing human beings, not killing human beings is much better. Okay, and then compare. If you were to correspondingly compare, then what it means is that any other beings besides human beings, then is supposed under the precepts relegated under 小杀戒. Does it mean that there's no karma? There's still karma, you know. There's still karma. Yeah. How much significantly different? I didn't encounter any text that tell you, oh, it's 1,345 times difference. No, I never see such a number. Oh, yeah. So on one hand, when we observe the 5 precepts, for example, the first precept of killing, we shouldn't feel so like frightened, or that this is impossible to observe. Yeah, I accidentally also kill one ant because the main focus is on non-killing of human. Yeah, but on the other hand, don't take it lightly that, oh, insects, never mind lah. These are all small little things. Yeah, not human anyway. Don't think it that way, because just now, as I mentioned, cited from the Dhammapada, if you allow yourself to inculcate this wantonness in killing sentient beings, then this plants the seeds for bigger killing in future. Yeah. Uh, I think that should be it. I think that should cover the question. Okay. Anybody have further questions on this? Okay. Can smile. 笑一个. Not to take photo, but smile. I want to see all of you smile. Don't be shy. Smile with your teeth. Everybody. Hey, is
师傅，我想问
洪基，你想问什么？
受戒是每天要受，还是受一次就够了？
受每天受还是一次就够？Usually when we observe the precepts, it's actually for life. Okay, so then why do we recite it every day? Well, first of all, in the Theravadan tradition, it is observed every day. Yeah, but we are not doing it because it's Theravadan tradition, but more, I personally find that it's a meaningful reminder. So, in the Buddha's time, the precepts are recited once every 2 weeks. I think it's also because they are quite okay. They remember the precepts. For us, are we forgetful? I think can be quite forgetful. Yeah. Even when we recite, then when we are reciting, maybe we just Panatipata, Viramani, Sikapadam, Samadhiyami. Then no feeling. Yeah. Then, okay, we let you recite in English. I undertake the precept to abstain from killing. Yeah. Then after a while, also no feeling. Just mechanical process. So if we don't even do it, then easy to just forget. But of course, if you feel that you don't like, even if you don't recite every day, you will still observe, then no harm reciting also. No harm reciting, right? It's only when, if you find that if you don't recite every day, you tend to forget, then you either have to recite. In the Chinese Mahayana tradition, we don't recite every day. Yeah, but we do recite the refuge every day. Think about it. Refuge, but right, you just declare once, also. Yeah. So similarly, so part of this is devotional practices. Yeah, it's the devotional practices. It's just like boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife. Every time must, I love you. Right? Why must say so often? Why? Because, hey, sure or not? See again. Yeah. Shifu, the first 5 precepts will lead to harming others and self. Huh? How about the 6th to 8th precept? Okay, I presume that who is this? So I presume your question is, okay, I think we need to rephrase this. It's not that the first 5 precepts will lead to harming people. The first 5 precepts is about abstaining from harming people. Yeah. We are taking up the trading to abstain from harming. Yeah, the first four. Yeah, it's actually the first four. The fifth precepts don't directly harm others. Yeah, don't directly harm others. That's why if you look at the Pali Canon, right, many times the Buddha only mentioned the first four. And when we go through the Vinaya class, the first four is known as 性戒, yeah, or 性罪. Yeah, that means if you kill 杀盗淫妄, 杀盗淫妄 itself is 本性是罪恶的. Whereas taking of alcohol, right, by itself, the nature is not. But it does cloud your mind. And if you take it with the intent to cloud your mind, because you accept, you agree, you are pliable to having a clouded mind, then you are harming yourself. And in turn, when you harm yourself in this way, you tend to lose judgment, control of your faculties, subject yourself to danger, and subject others to harm. Oh. So for 8 precepts, 6 to 8, I have covered this before, yeah, and I would want to touch on this, but recently I have been overshooting time quite a bit now. It's now 8:15. I tend to finish at 8. Yeah. Oh, so sorry. Can we hold this for tomorrow? Okay. You can definitely find my answer for this 6 to 8 inside the YouTube channel. Go and search 8 precepts, all the talks that I've given or sharing on the precepts. Can? Yeah. But tomorrow I'll cover again. Okay. Today is Monday. Let's have an exercise. So for this week, observe this first precept of non-killing, yeah, with greater effort. Yeah. Don't think, oh, I don't kill anyway, but check yourself. Okay, check yourself. Have a harmless Monday ahead.